1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Hello, Earle Pughe here. Today I'm looking at Faded Love. It's a fiddle tune. It's in 4/4. Playing it in concert D, but playing it in C on the guitar, but capoed on 2. This tune, at least the first time through, has a lot of long notes. Long notes are difficult on the guitar. If you are playing the fiddle, you can keep moving the bow and get that note to sustain nicely. If you're playing the dobro, you can move the bar and get some nice vibrato there. On the mandolin, you can tremolo. On the guitar, we don't really tremolo, and the notes fade away kind of quickly compared to some other instruments. So getting a nice clear sound, a nice full sound out of a long note is difficult. So I suggest that you play this and keep the long notes. Many of us are guilty of really dressing up the fiddle tunes a lot. They're fun to play that way and everything, but it's nice to get some long notes occasionally. So take advantage of them in this song. Chords: there's a C and a C7. There's an F. There's a G, and there's a G7. On the C chords, we never, when playing the melody, we're going to play a lot of 6. So we're going to play a lot of A notes against the C chord. And against the F chord, we're going to play a lot of D notes. So even though we aren't playing a C6 or an F6, you're going to hear that sound. I think this is due to the fact I think this may be quite an old tune, but Bob Wills, or the Wills brothers, rewrote it and sort of made it into a Western swing standard. And those Western swing guys, they like those big 6 chords. So they like to put those 6 in the melodies too. Also, we've got a few blue notes, a few D sharp into E's, and a few A sharp into B's. So we'll get a little bit of a bluesy thing. Also, not unusual in a fiddle tune, but very common in Western swing. So there are pickup notes in this song. We're going to start on beat 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that was 2 G's, a C, and an E. So a C chord has 3 notes: C, E, G. So far we've had all chord tones. Now we get to one of those long notes. It's a nice open string. It's easy to get, but you've got to attack it well and play it like you mean it to get it to sound good. So that first full measure is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so we've got an 8th note A on the end there. That's that 6th against the C. Now we're going to go 4 quarter notes against the C chord: G, E, B, C. Now we're to the F chord, and we're going to hammer into that C, but it is a half note. So that was B to C hammer, 3, 4, 1, 2. So that was C, C, A, D. So there's that sixth. And now we're back to the C. Now we've got a quarter note triplet. I'm not going to go into how to count this, but it sort of feels like a stagger to me. 1, 2. So we aren't exactly on the numbers or exactly on the ands there. It's kind of a neat effect. Now we're back to the C chord. This is the second line. Little bit of blue notes in here also. So we've got that half note tied to an eighth note on the G. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So there, at the end there, we had a G to a G sharp to an A. So a chromatic into that sixth. So that sixth really is an important note in this tune. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2. So that 2 measures on the C. 3, 4. And anticipate that D. That D comes in on the and of 4. So that second measure on the C. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2. Now, once again, we're on the G chord now, and we've got the blue notes. So we've got an A sharp into a B, and some syncopation here. So we had that, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2. So we had those 2 low G's, 1, 2, and now we're heading back to the C chord, but we're going to anticipate the C chord. We're going to start playing as if it's a C chord. C, D, E, F. Now we're at the third line. We've got a half note G. 3, 4. So we had that G, G, A, C, G, E, D, C. So slight variation from the first line. Now we're at the F chord. Once again, we're going to hammer into that C note. 3, 4, 1, 2. So a little variation, just a few, a couple extra notes compared to the first line, but basically the same. We've got C, A, and D, then that half note C, and then that walk down. 1, 2. So 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2. Now we're back to the C. This is the last line. We're going to go straight up a C chord, but starting on the G. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're to the G7, and we'll have a dotted quarter note on the D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So D, G, C, B, C. So we're kind of aiming at that C. We had starting on the D, and those other notes were kind of a nice way to get to C, and that C is going to last underneath an F chord. 1, 2, and 3, 4 on the F chord, and then 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then the second time through it gets a little fancier. But that's for another day. So learn this simple version of Faded Love with the long notes and get it sounding good, and at a later date we'll come back and revisit this tune and add some more notes. But for right now, don't fall into the guitar player trap. Play some long notes on a fiddle tune. Hope you have a good week. Hope to see you next week. We'll look at the rhythm guitar part. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.